did a good job right there on the stops. The difference really was that getting down on pit road. See, Kenseth, though, he pitted a lap earlier than these two, and he's out in front.
Comes Kyle Busch trying to get by Jeff Gordon while he's got these fresh tires.
So 61 laps to go, a round of fast and frantic green flag pit stops. Matt Kenseth will come away with the race lead. There's the race for second. The way Kyle Busch was at the end of that last run, don't count on him not having the lead in just a little while. 18 car is flying. Still a good bit of ground to go, though, as the race off of pit road turned out to be the race for the lead. By that much, Matt Kenseth is back out in front. There's the reason for the caution. The 36 car of Dave Blaney was coasting very slowly around the racetrack and was going to be coming onto pit road, coasting at a very slow speed while guys were diving off at full speed to make green flag pit stops. That could have gotten ugly.
It was going to be a very, very dangerous situation. This was a good move by NASCAR to throw that caution because you can kind of see this storm brewing, and they just kind of hit it off.
I hear that theme music from Jaws playing again in my head.
Look at Kyle Busch. He is running down Jimmy Johnson.
Here he comes. Lap times faster than Jimmy's by a couple tenths of a second, each of about the last 4 or 5 laps, and he's run him down from a long way back.
It's like he's been experimenting with a completely different line than what Jimmy's running because he knows when he gets there, Jimmy's going to take away anything he wants. So he's going to have to run something totally separate. And you can see right here, you can drive a truck between them.
Yeah, and I think Kyle's really, he knows that if Jimmy happens to try to move down there and block him, he can go to the high side. He knows his car's that good, but he's really doing a great job getting to this point. Now he's got to pass him.
He's got stuff on his grill, too.
Yeah, I was just going to point out that Jimmy and Kyle both have things on their grill, so temperatures, there's a long way to go in this race still. Have to keep an eye on that. And you see speeds at the line. Kyle faster than Jimmy again that last lap.
It looks like both of these cars have something on the grill. See something on Kyle's car, too.
Is this the move?
I don't think you'll be able to complete the pass right here now, but he is continuing to work him. You have to be careful not to use up your tires in this situation, too. As you try to get down, you have to turn the wheel a little bit more. That'll put a little more heat in those front tires. You want to be careful not to give it up right yet. Still a long way to go. So you see Jimmy Johnson wheeling that thing right in the center. The car bounced up a little bit on the free side.
Jimmy Johnson with only 1 win so far this season. Who'd have thought that?
Now the chase hadn't started yet. You'll see this team really turn it up.
You see right there, Kyle didn't go all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. He used that lane up about 1.5 lanes, was able to keep a little better pace with the 48.
He's able to side draft now to actually get a nose out in front.
Yeah, that actually slowed him down. And watch him go to the bottom right here, I would think. That car just turns so good, and he can accelerate so much better. That's where he's beat everybody all day.
Johnson led at the stripe that last time by, so when Kyle comes past to officially take the lead, it'll be with 12 laps to go. And I know Jimmy, you know, he's got to be just searching around, find a line, find something that's going to make that car go.
You can see right there, he got a good run up off the corner that time.
I think he was so intent as Kyle was catching him to make sure that Kyle wasn't able to get there and go around the high side. That might not be Jimmy's best place, as he found the middle of the racetrack there that last time. Now it's going to go to the very bottom. That's what's so great about this track.
And so if you're Kyle, you were talking about Jimmy, finding where Kyle's running, and so now Kyle's doing a little looking in the rearview mirror and making sure whatever line Jimmy's using to make ground on him.
It's like Mark Martin's car is peaking at the right time, too. This is gonna be interesting.
Oh boy, Dave, here they are.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. pitted from 10th. They figured they were about halfway through the lead lap car, so 2 right side tires for Jr. Give him some more grip for the end of this race. See what he can get, Doc.
Ryan Newman coming in and rolling the dice. Remember what happened back in June? Fresh tires made a big difference inside of 10 laps to go. They made the pit stop right sides only for Ryan Newman.
Seeing a lot of that, right sides. There's Biffle, right sides. So first one in was Ryan Newman from 8th place. Oh, that's not a good way to be.
Yeah, he hit the wall coming into his pit stall, slid sideways. That's where he wound up. He hit it, you know, fairly good. Oh, got a little help. Why?
Wow. Juan Pablo Montoya got the free pass. We have 27 cars on the lead lap. We're coming to the first attempt at a green-white checker finish. The race under caution at the conclusion of its scheduled distance. So they'll restart it. They'll run 2 laps. If the caution comes out before the field completes the first of those 2 laps, they'll start them all over again after they clean it up. If the leader takes the white flag, the next flag that waves ends the race. Kyle Busch on the outside, rallied back from a problem earlier in the race where he lost track position due to strategy. Jimmy Johnson rallied back from a problem earlier in the race where they had to make an extra pit stop, then was on pit road before the caution came out and got the race lead. They have 2 laps to go to settle it at Michigan. Contact back in the pack. So far, everybody's straight. Kyle Busch clears Johnson off of 2.
Yeah, he really side-drafted Johnson going down into 1 and held Jimmy's car, got him a little bit free. Jeff Burton back in the pack out of shape.
You got a lot of cars in the pack that have new tires. They're trying to do something with them. 4 wide.
Newman and Kane. Kane, one of those with fresher tires on the right side.
Newman also has 2 tires from that right side.
White flag.
White flag.
Next flag ends the race. Kyle Busch, 5 car lengths on Jimmy Johnson. Here's Mark Martin looking at the outside.
Jeff Gordon struggling off of turn 2 there. Might give up another spot here.
That's
Ryan Newman with tires.
With a sense of urgency.
It's Keselowski trying to make a run on the inside.
Jamie McMurray scraping the wall as the field comes off the final corner. Kyle Busch, for the 4th time this year and the first time at Michigan, is going to take the checkered flag.
Wow, they were 4 wide back in the pack. Jeff Burton, Martin Truex.
What do you know? I finally win one. Yeah, boys, get to some of that.
Think he's happy? Hard racetrack to win on. He finally gets one.
So Kyle Busch scores the win, holding off the 5-time champion in the 2-lap shootout. Vince, the 18 team. Dave Rogers led what I was going to say. Clinches their place in the chase. They can't do any worse than the wild card with that 4th win.
Your man did it today. How big of a shot in the arm is this win after last week?
Well, that's great. You know, Kyle Busch is the most competitive guy I've ever worked with, and he beat himself up more than he should have last week. You know, a better car won. You know, we had the 9-car beat on pit strategy, but he was a better car. But Kyle still took it personal, so this is good vindication for Kyle. But hey, what about Interstate Batteries? You know, our founding sponsor, Joe Gibbs Racing, finally got a win for Norm Miller. It's been so long. You know, when I started at Joe Gibbs Racing, Interstate was the only primary sponsor we had. And to be crew chief in the Interstate Batteries car today is such an honor. And thank you, Norm. Appreciate it, man.
Well done. The 18 in victory lane today.
We're talking about Norm and Tommy Miller, who own the Interstate Batteries Corporation, great friends of Joe Gibbs, and they were the first sponsor there at Joe Gibbs Racing and started that team in 1992.
Kyle Busch providing our Goodyear winning moment today at Michigan with the burnouts in the bow and picking up his 4th checkered flag of the season. It was 6 days ago. He was the leader at the beginning of a green-white checker finish at Watkins Glen. He didn't win. He didn't even finish 2nd. This time he had the 5-time champion underneath him for that green-white checker restart, and he got it done.